What's up YouTube, I'm Mike. Today I'm back with another bodybuilding pharmacology video, but since the recent events on my channel, let me first, and for now, always start off by saying, this is educational content only. I am not a coach, I am not a doctor, this is not medical advice. This video is for your entertainment and education purposes only. Do not ding my videos. Over the course of the last week, I have been making a series of videos talking about what it's been like doing MENT. My last video, I just want you guys to know, this is me being incredibly embarrassed, okay? This is a very, very embarrassing video to have to record, but I gotta keep it real, I gotta be transparent, because a lot of you have been somewhat miffed in the comments section. I made a video yesterday saying that I was wholly unimpressed with the MENT. That so far I would not recommend it, that I'm not getting strong in the gym, that I'm not seeing, I felt like my body composition was changing some, there's definitely been some changes, but I'm on a lot of other things too, let's be honest. And I was really not feeling the MENT. I have made a number of videos saying that like the day I pin a new dose, that I really feel kind of manic and upbeat as the dose is climbing in my system, but once it stabilizes, I'm not really feeling anything, and that I was just really not loving it. So last night, again, to try to keep the heat off my channel, my wife and I are engaged in our adult behavior, and it becomes really apparent that I have, at a bare minimum, that my E2 is low. I don't think it's crashed, but it's definitely on the low end for a host of reasons that I won't go into on this video. Trust me when I tell you, my E2 is low. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, how did this happen? Like, I'm taking 10 milligrams of MENT for the past 4 days. I lowered my testosterone dose from 500 to 300. I had taken 3 milligrams of Arimidex thus far this week. And, if you've got 10 milligrams of MENT, you've got Deca that's aromatizing, you've got 300 milligrams of Test that's aromatizing that I just only missed 1 dose of, so it's still really more than 300 milligrams of testosterone. How can I crash my estrogen on this dose? So I messaged Kavalser last night and I'm like, man, I definitely crashed my E2, or I definitely lowered my E2. So now I'm trying to decide, should I go down on the Arimidex or should I go up on the Trestolone, on the MENT? Obviously, you know what I want to do. I want to go up on the MENT. And so this morning I hadn't heard back from him yet, and I decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to play it safe. I'm just going to skip an ADEX dose, leave the MENT where it is, and we'll see how things go. I also decided last night, for reasons that I'll probably get into in a cycle update video, to start pinning my Trenbolone every day, which means I have technically now increased my Trenbolone from 80 milligrams a week to 100 milligrams a week. So, my poor wife. Y'all say a prayer for my wife. Any of you believers in whatever you believe, say a prayer, sit Shiva, whatever you do, because what I discovered this morning, Kavalser wrote back and he was like, I recommend that you go ahead and take another 10 milligram dose of MENT so that you can see what it feels like to do 20 milligrams in a day, and go ahead and skip an 8x dose. That way it'll jump your E2 back up pretty quickly. Plus you'll get the experience of knowing what 20 milligrams of MENT feels like. So I'm like, sweet. So I go into the bathroom and I'm literally pulling down my oil, and like out of my vision over here on the counter is the MENT bottle. And as I'm pulling down 10 more units of MENT, I go, oh, fuck. So when I told you guys that I started at 5 milligrams of MENT and then went up to 7 milligrams of MENT and then went up to 10 milligrams of MENT, what I was actually doing was pinning 5 units and then 7 units and then 10 units, because my dumbass was thinking that the MENT was 100 milligrams per milliliter, but it's not. See, I've never had an injectable that was 50 milligrams per milliliter. At the lowest I've ever even seen, the lowest I've had, like most short-acting esters or fast-acting esters are 100 milligrams per milliliter. And so somewhere in the mix of my brain trying to convert my normal 2 milligram per unit dose, I cut it in half. And so I was thinking that 1 unit on the insulin pen was equal to 1 unit of actual compound, and it's only equal to half of that. So this whole 1.4 weeks, give or take, I actually started out by pinning 2.5 milligrams of MENT for 2 days, and then 3.7 milligrams of MENT for 2 or 3 days, and then 5 milligrams of MENT for the last four or so days, give or take. So the reason my estrogen has crashed, and the reason that I'm not really feeling this compound, is likely due to the fact that I've barely even been running this compound to begin with. My idiot math skills, I've told y'all, I don't know why it is for such a smart person, when I come to math, I just shut down. Like, I can memorize so many useless pieces of data about everything in the known universe, but when it comes to math, I just don't trust my own calculations. And so I shut down and I just grab a calculator, because my mind is always like, just, check, trust but verify. When it comes to like scientific knowledge, you don't have the luxury of having a crutch. Yeah, you could Google everything, but so math has always been my weak suit, because I just don't trust my own computations. It's too easy to screw up. Why even take a chance? Just do the math. Well, apparently I spaced the math off because I misinterpreted what my dose should have been. So this whole time, luckily it's only been like a week and a half, I've been running half the volume of MENT that I thought I was. So the good news is now I'm really super excited, because my body has been changing. There's no doubt about it. Those of you who in the comments are like, bro, do you not see your shoulders changing? Do you not see your body composition changing? The other piece of good news I have to share with you is that I was complaining about not having any diet or not having any appetite. I was blaming the MENT for that. Obviously not, right? I started counting calories again, because I realized that when I'm coming up on MK, so I start with MK 677 at 10 milligrams a week, and I'm ravenous for the first 4 days or so. And so there's no reason to count calories, because I'm like eating everything in sight, and I'm in a bulk, so I don't care if I massively overeat. Every single night, at the end of the night, I've got this massive food baby. I even put it in one of my vlog videos. I showed you like how distended my belly was at the end of the night. I looked like I was 6 months pregnant. And so I wasn't even bothering to count calories, because I knew I was just killing it on the calorie front. Well, 4 days at a certain dose of MK, and that ravenous appetite disappears. And since I knew that I had a target dose of 25 milligrams a day anyway, I decided, okay, we start low, because I didn't want that lethargy. That lethargy is no joke. So I started low at 10 milligrams a day. Then I went up to 15 milligrams a day. And when I did that, ravenous appetite came back. So I'm eating everything in sight. I'm feeling good. I'm nice and pregnant at the end of the day. We're firing on all cylinders. Weight is starting to go up. So then I get up to 25 milligrams. So when I get to 25 milligrams, then I flatlined, and I've got it in my mind that I shouldn't go any higher than 25 milligrams on the MK677. The truth is, I probably never even needed to go to 25, because what's actually been happening is I've been chasing the MK come up. When you add the MK, it makes you ravenously hungry. But the level of ravenous hunger doesn't last forever. You still have really great appetite. It's just that in the beginning, on the come up, you can't ignore it. You're so hungry that there's no like, oh, I'll get to it in a minute. I'll play a video game for a little bit longer. A lot of times, like, I'll be hungry when I'm shooting these videos, and I'll be like, well, I'll wait till I record the video, then listen to it back, then get it uploaded, then I'll go eat. That could take an hour easily. On the MK, in that ravenous state, it's like, boop, pause, I gotta go eat right now. I can't, my stomach is hurting. There's no ignoring it. But once you stabilize on the MK677 dose, while I'm still getting hungry, it's not so nagging that I couldn't mentally overcome it if I wanted to. And so that's what I started doing. I would get hungry but it wouldn't be so powerful that I couldn't do what I typically do, which is drink a bunch of Dr. Pepper and keep playing my video game or keep working on my videos or whatever. I started ignoring the hunger that the MK was producing. So I said, you got to get more disciplined. You got to go back to counting calories. You're no longer in a state where you're just going to ravenously eat. You still have plenty of appetite, but it's going to require you doing actually a little bit of work. And that's what I'm always trying to avoid with appetite. I like being in that state where I'm so hungry that I can't fuck it up. Because I'm a skinny fuck. Like by nature, I do not like to eat. And so when the MK levels out, it gives me the ability to fall back into my vices and ignore my hunger pains. And so when I started counting calories again, that made me more aware of how much time was going in between meals. And of course, over the course of the last 2 days of counting calories, my body weight started climbing. So I'm very happy to report that even on 5 milligrams of MENT, I'm now up to 212 pounds of total body weight. I am just 2 pounds away from the highest I've ever been, which was 214, right before I got sick. Now I have a brand new outlook on the world because I'm at 212 with only 5 milligrams of MENT in the system. So after some more consultation with Kowalser, I decided that today, rather than jumping up to 20, which would be a 3-fold increase, I went ahead and doubled my dose because I thought I was at 10 milligrams and I have been at 5 all this time, which is decidedly not enough. So I have pinned 10 milligrams of MK677, 10 milligrams of MENT today. So I did that about an hour ago. The come on is happening. So I suspect that I'm going to have another very manic day. So we're actually going to now, for real this time, we're going to run 10 milligrams of MENT for a little while and see what that does to my estrogen. So I'm going to balance my estrogen again. And then the goal is going to be to continuously drop my testosterone level probably and raise my MENT. I'm undecided. I got to admit, like I'm already coming down to 300 milligrams of test and it scares me. I don't like having low amounts of test in my system. I know the MENT should be offsetting that. And I know this is just a mental block, but the thought of being below 300 milligrams of test per week is more than a little bit anxiety producing. So I'm gonna let things stabilize. I'm gonna try to see how I actually feel on 10 milligrams of MENT. Let's see if there's actually some strength and some body composition gains because I'm effectively doubling my dose now. And so I'm gonna eat. I'm actually gonna run 10 milligrams of MENT this time. And then I'm gonna try to stay here for a week and balance out my E2, prolactin, all of those things. I've got more trend coming into the mix. So where we are actually officially going to be, assuming that I haven't fucked up any more math, I need to double back and check everything. This week, starting Sunday, actually starting today, Saturday, today's my test day, I will be pinning 300 milligrams of Test C per week. I will be pinning 200 milligrams of nandrolone decanoate per week. I will be pinning 100 milligrams of trenbolone E per week. I am pinning 500 milligrams of Masteron E per week. I am actually going to pin 10 milligrams of MENT per day, 50 milligrams of Proviron per day, 25 milligrams of MK677 per day, and I'm actually going to get off of my lazy, useless, out of work, borderline homeless ass state and count calories and make sure that I'm getting in all of my protein, carbs, and fats so that I can put all of this sauce that I have bubbling out of my gills at this point to actual work. We are going I hate even saying my goals on here because I feel like every time I set a goal, some catastrophe strikes. So I'm not going to do it. So I'm at 212. Obviously, I want to be at 214 and much higher than that. Much higher. Okay. I'm trying to get much higher than 215. And I think now that I have so much more mint to play with, I've got a lot of room in my doses and things to play with. I think maybe now, hopefully, possibly, maybe we can start to see some more serious actual changes in my composition in my body. And now maybe you guys can get a real genuine take on what mint is. So for all intents and purposes, for the science, for the people who actually want to know about this compound, basically the mint cycle starts today. Okay, I don't know what I was doing last week, not operating anywhere near my A game. So for all intents and purposes, today is day 1 of mint at 10 milligrams per day, and we are going to go from here and find out where we land. I guess for the purposes of documenting, I woke up this morning and was 2:07 in the morning. After my normal morning routine behavior, I was about 205.5, 206. I think we're going to go with 205.5. Empty colon, empty bladder. That's our morning low, 205.5. And see where we can push this thing over the course of the next however many weeks it takes. Can we get to 220? 230? 230? Let's see where we can get. Okay, so I appreciate everybody putting up with me in the comments. I know a lot of you guys have been like, "What the fuck?" Like, dude, wait, it's gonna work. Like, it has to work, right? It's like if somebody was telling me, every time somebody tells me the trend's not working, I'm like, dude, you're doing something fucking wrong. Well, this time it was me. Okay, I got to admit, I act like I'm some kind of fucking roid guru here, and the guru massively fucked up and has been wasting the last week away. So I guess I got to enjoy some nice little come-ups, one after the other, and eased into this situation. But all of the information that I've been giving you basically as to how estrogenic this is, how progestogenic this is, those are all based on a maximum of 5 milligrams a day. So don't take any of the previous data to the bank. I guess I'll just leave it up. I should probably put, I don't know if I should take it down. I don't want to mislead people. I guess I'll probably pin a comment to the top of every one of those videos and at least put on there like, hey, don't, this is bunk information, don't trust this. So there you have it. Thanks for sticking with me. As always, thank you for watching this video. We'll see you on the next one.